Welcome to your REACH Tutor Orientation or Tutor Review. We would like to welcome you to REACH, welcome you back to REACH, or welcome you simply to this presentation that you have selected to view as a way to review our policies and procedures. One of the first steps when becoming a REACH tutor after you are officially hired is to update your OASIS profile and become familiar with our OASIS online student attendance reporting system. The URL for OASIS is shown here. You will want to bookmark this on your browser. Your login credentials will be sent to you by your director, and you will log in using your email as your username and the password that was given to you. In a later tutorial, you will be shown how to change a password to a password of your choosing once you log in. You must update your personal information and upload a photo into OASIS. These are both mandatory items, and there is a tutorial upcoming in this screencast. Please remember that we have a 24-hour rule in regards to several things regarding student and parent contact and communication with your director within our company. You must contact parents within 24 hours of receiving a student assignment. You must then notify your director within 24 hours of completing your first session with a new student, and you must submit all sessions for approval and review within the OASIS system within 24 hours of session completion. Failure to do so may cause a delay in payroll. You are now going to watch a brief tutorial video regarding how to update your tutor profile in OASIS. This video references a deadline of October 30th a few times. You can ignore that as this screencast was previously made for our resident tutors when we first transitioned over to the OASIS reporting system. The deadline for all new hired tutors is within 24 hours of receiving their OASIS login information. That means that once you receive your OASIS login credentials, you must complete the steps shown in this tutorial within 24 hours. Hello REACH tutors, and thank you for clicking through to this tutorial. We are requiring that all tutors complete this action item by October 30th. The purpose of this tutorial is to show you how to update your personal information in OASIS, including adding information about your degree, languages fluently spoken, and specialist areas. Correctly selecting the specialist areas for which you can provide tutoring will allow us to use a feature in OASIS called Intelligent Match. It will allow us to more quickly identify the tutors that are suitable for assigning to particular students based on grade level and subject area of the student. Please complete this by October 30th by logging into OASIS using your login information. Go to the People tab and hover and click on Staff Tutors Instructors. Firstly, we'd like you to give this front page a quick glance to ensure that the information is accurate. Check your zip code, your address, and all phone numbers, as well as your email address. If there is a number that we do not have, please add that. And if you have not already uploaded a picture, this one does not qualify as a suitable picture. This is an emoji. But you will see a little icon, a camera icon here with a blank square, and you will click on that, and then you will be able to choose a photo from your computer. It is required that all tutors upload a recent headshot of themselves by October 30th. The purpose of this is so that parents and students can identify you when you arrive at their doorstep. It is a safety feature that we are requiring. Also, please add the information here for your emergency contact and tell us your relationship. So it might be your mom, your dad, a sibling, a spouse, or a significant other, a neighbor, somebody that we could call if there was ever an emergency while you were working with a REACH client. Second, click on the Certifications tab. Mark any certifications in this area that apply to you, including the languages that you speak fluently. English is assumed, but you could mark it if you wish. And then scroll down here to the specialist areas. They're organized in alphabetical order, starting at the top left, moving to the right, and then back down to the second row, moving to the right, ending with web design. If you notice that there are specialist areas here that should be here that you can tutor in that do not exist, please email your director and we can easily add those. You will just click on the items that you are able to tutor in. So let's say I am strictly a math tutor and I can go all the way up to statistics. I wish. And let's say you can work with students with mild special needs like ADD and ADHD. You can mark that. Then you simply scroll up to the top and click on Save, and you are done. At any time, you may come back in to your personnel record through the same steps and change any information as it changes. Thank you.
Okay, so that is the tutorial for how to upload or change, the information that you have in your OASIS profile. Sorry about that pause. Okay, next, receiving a student. Of course, that's why you're here, is to tutor our amazing students. We have two categories of students with REACH. We have private students and we have agency students. Our private students are those that come to us through their parents who are, paying out of pocket directly to REACH to have their child tutored. And then we have agency students that come to us from agencies like LA County Office of Education, Santa Clara Department of Family and Child Services, Capistrano Unified School District. So we have a variety of agencies. If you are tutoring agency students, you will simply be assigned to students through your OASIS portal. And I will show you how to see who your students are in a future tutorial in this presentation. Private students are first met by a director or an educational specialist at an in-home consultation, and a profile form is completed. And you should receive a copy of that profile form either via email as a Word or PDF file, or it will be uploaded into the student's record on OASIS under the Documents tab. You will want to confirm receipt of the student assignment by simply communicating with your director that you have received the assignment and you are accepting it. And again, please remember our 24-hour policy in doing that. You must log into OASIS to view the student record. In there, you will have the parent contact information, and you are required to contact parents within 24 hours of receiving the student assignment. Then you will email the director with the date of your first scheduled session, and then once you attend that session, you will notify your director that that session has been completed. All REACH student information is private and must not be shared with any parties outside of REACH. Please be sensitive to this and do not leave any information regarding your students in your car or up for display on a screen where others may view it. To view your students in OASIS, you will click on the People tab and then click on Students. When you click on a student's name, it will open up the student record. If no email address is listed in the student profile for parents on OASIS, please get one when you contact the parents if they have one and add it to the student's record in OASIS. When scheduling a student, you must enter your schedule for every single student for the next 1 month in OASIS. This does not just mean for that calendar month. This means that for that week and the next 3 to 4 weeks, you should have your expected schedule in OASIS. This is vital because parents will receive email reminders about upcoming sessions on their calendar. For our agency clients, coordinators at the agencies or district offices are able to view upcoming sessions with all students within their program. So they look for this. They want to know when you have scheduled sessions with their students. If the details of a session changes, you can easily edit those in Oasis to reflect new dates and times, or you can delete a session that is not going to happen if you don't know the date that it will be made up. Now you're going to view a tutorial video regarding how to schedule sessions in Oasis.
Hello, Reach Tutors, and thank you for clicking through to this useful tutorial about scheduling your sessions in Oasis. When you first log into Oasis, you're going to arrive on the home screen here. There are some quick links here to the left that you can use, and this new session quick link is a pretty great link to use, but for today's purposes, I'm going to be showing you the other options in case this new session link ever appears. We do not want you to become dependent on it, but feel free to explore this link on your own. Firstly, I'd like to show you how to find the students that you are assigned to in Oasis. Any of these tabs that have pointing down arrows to the right of them means that they are drop-down menus. Under the People menu, if you click on Students, you will see a list of all students that you have been approved to work with. If you click on All Programs, you will see all of the students that you have been assigned to work with. Click on the last name of the student that is blue and underlined, which means in Oasis that it is clickable. You will see parent and student contact information. You will also see under the Programs tab, you will see their grade level as well as the instructional focus. LA is Language Arts, MA is Math, SC is Science, SS is Social Studies, and FL is Foreign Language. You will see something that is really important. Here where it says Program, this is the program that the student is assigned to, which you need to know for session scheduling. Let's go ahead and create a session for this student, Janie Doe. To do so, click on Sessions and then click on Sessions again. In order to create a new session, we first want to enter the program we are creating a session for. So this student's program is Capistrano Unified as an example, and then click on All Schools and Locations and click on In Home. In this case, it's been identified as Capistrano for this program. Your program might just say In Home. Your name should already be pre-populated in this area here. Now click on the blue button that says New. You're going to go ahead and type the student's name that you are creating the session for. Now you will notice that no student names appear down here, even though the blue check mark is showing for Show Available Students. That is because I have not yet chosen a tutoring session type. This menu is a little bit overwhelming, so you're going to want to make sure that you have been given the information from your director regarding the session type for each of your students. Another place that you can look for that is in the student record under the Notes page, which I'll show you in just a moment. I happen to know that this student is Capistrano SES Tutoring. Academic tutoring and test prep are only used for our private pay clients, which are clients that come to us when their parents call us and the parents are directly paying for tutoring. All of our foster youth tutoring and our agency tutoring, as well as our district SES tutoring, have special tutoring types that are usually connected with the name of the agency in the title of the session type. So click on the session type for the student that you know to be the correct one. And since this blue box is marked a list of my students in that program with that session type, I'm going to click on the red X to the left of Janie Doe's name, which will send her to the top of the list, which might even be on a previous page. If you have multiple students listed here for a program, you may have to click on this next button to see all of your students. They are listed in alphabetical order by last name. If you have to scroll through several pages to find the student you are looking for, and you click the red X and it turns it into a green check, that student will then go to the top of the list of students above any student that is there in alphabetical order. So if this was a list of students, I would see any students with the last name A, B, C, etc. down under Janie Doe, because Janie Doe is the student I am scheduling for this session. I want to make sure that I select the correct date. So I'm going to set up a session for Monday the 27th at 4:30 p.m. for 1 hour. And I'm going to click on Save. I should see a list of all of my sessions that I have scheduled here. You can also do this by viewing your calendar. You will see all of your sessions on your calendar. Now, according to REACH directives, all tutors are required to schedule students 1 month in advance. So if I know I am tutoring Janie Doe every Monday and Wednesday at 4:30 for 1 hour, I'm going to go ahead and get my calendar set up all the way from November 27th to December 27th. To do that, I can do that from the calendar window as well. You will see the top row here has my selections from before, and I can click on New Session. Oops, I need to select an in-home location. Now I can click on New Session. I'm going to type Janie Doe's name here in the class. This might not really make sense to you as a tutor, but on our end as directors, when we have hundreds of sessions a week that we are looking at, this helps us to quickly identify which student is on a session without having to open a session details grid. You don't need to worry about the room. I'm going to go ahead and click Wednesday's date at 4:30, and you just click off of the time anywhere on the page. I need to select the type again to make my students populate. I'm going to click on the red X next to Janie Doe's name, and then I'm going to click on Save again. This takes me back to the calendar because that's where I was when I created the session. I'm going to go ahead and continue doing this until I have an entire month of sessions scheduled. For ease of time, I'm just going to show you one more. I'm going into Monday, December 4th now at 4:30 p.m. for 1 hour. Select the session type. My students' names will populate, and I will click on Attend, and it will turn that into a green check. I will now click on Save. And that is how you schedule sessions in Oasis. Stay tuned for the next video that will teach you how to submit your sessions and mark student attendance.
So thank you for bearing with us during that somewhat long tutorial, 7 minutes. It's a vital component of your work with REACH is to record your student attendance. This is how we track hours to ensure that clients are receiving the hours they have paid for. This is also, most importantly to you, this is how you get paid. So failure to complete these steps will cause issues with payroll. So you have just seen the tutorial about submitting attendance in Oasis. A couple of things just to highlight is that you must enter the attendance, as said before, within 24 hours of completing a session. Entering student notes is required, and we do prefer you to be as detailed as possible, keeping in mind that parents do have access to these notes. So if you have anything private that you need to let us know, that is not the place to put them. And also to be sure to record the student attendance under the correct subject heading. If there is a subject heading that you need added that is not already there, please simply let your director know and we can add that. How to know if you really submitted. Sometimes we receive phone calls from tutors frantically saying that they thought they submitted and they didn't. There are a variety of reasons that could happen, and it's almost always user error. So you're going to want to double check to make sure you really submitted. If you submitted, the session will be orange on your calendar. If it is submitted as a missed session, it will be orange with kind of light orange and dark orange stripes. You will also see a green check mark under the S to the right on the session grid. Sorry that this is kind of covering this text here. The S stands for submitted, and once there is a green check under the S, then you know you have submitted. Now you're going to watch another brief tutorial regarding the first video you watched was about scheduling sessions. You are now going to watch a tutorial about how to submit your sessions.
Hello, this is Nikki Mayhar again, Senior Director with Reach Tutoring. In this tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how to record attendance and submit your sessions for payroll purposes. Again, once you log into Oasis, you will automatically come to the home screen. To submit your sessions, you're going to click on Sessions and then click on the Sessions tab. A list of all of the sessions I have scheduled will populate. You will notice that these are both November sessions because the month of November is selected up here. If I need to submit a session for October, I need to go in and select October. This often happens in the first week of a new month when you need to submit a session for the last month that has just ended. So I'm going to go back to November, and I'm going to pretend that this Monday session on November 27th has already happened. To edit and add some notes and submit it, I'm going to click on the session ID. All of the information that I entered when I created the session will remain at the top. If there were any changes, like the start time or the duration, you may edit that at this time. So let's say when I arrived at 4:30, Janie's parents said they'd like me to tutor for an hour and a half because they're leaving town next week and they want me to get 30 minutes of the hour I owe them next week done on this session. So I'm going to be making up some time in advance. So I am now changing my duration to 1:30 because that's how long I was there. Now I need to mark the subject I'm working with the student in. Again, on the student records page, you will have seen an instructional focus. That is the only time that it should let you enter a time under. So if this student is a language arts focus, and I worked with her for 1 hour and 30 minutes, I am going to make sure that that student attendance time under LA for language arts matches the duration here. Then I'm going to type in some student notes. To do so, I simply click in this gray area that's void of anything under where it says student note. When I do that, my edit note window opens, and you are required to type in as detailed of notes as possible. To save time, I'm going to type something brief. I should have picked an easier book title to spell. Janie and I worked on chapters 4 to 6 of Charlotte's Web, and she answered some inference comprehension questions. And I'll put something like her test is tomorrow on these chapters. These are notes that are visible by the parents if they log into Oasis, and they can also be requested by school districts as well as by parents. I'm going to click on Save to save my notes. If you have notes that you would like to type in for yourself that you do not want visible to parents, you can click under here where it says Session Notes. You can click on Show Hide, and you may type private notes here. Now, because I have attended this session and I've marked my attendance time with the student, and that matches my tutor attendance time here, I am now ready to click on Submit. When you do so, you will see that the Submit box turns orange. I am now going to click on Save. You will now see a green check under the S on the sessions grid. That means that you have submitted it. R stands for reviewed, A stands for approved, M stands for missed, and I'll show you what we're going to do for missed now. Let's say that it's Wednesday night, November 29th, and I arrived to Janie's house and nobody was home. I called every number I had, I texted her parents. When they called me back, they apologized, saying that they had forgotten about the session. I called my director and let my director know, and my director informed me that I was going to be paid for the session, and the session was going to come out of the available sessions that Janie has coming to her, meaning that they are losing the session. So with my director's approval, I am going to go ahead and mark student attendance at 1 hour, even though the student did not attend. If I do not mark this as 1 hour, it will not pull the 1 hour from the student. But since the student did not attend, in the student note, I need to be very direct and detailed about why the session was missed and what happened. So I'm going to go ahead and type an example of a thorough note. Now the duration matches the student attendance time, and I'm going to click on Missed. The Missed button will turn green. However, I still need to submit this session so that my director can review it and approve it. So I'm going to click on the Submit box, and then I'm going to click on Save. Now I'd like to show you one more feature in Oasis that you may find useful. If I click on Sessions and then click on the Calendar tab, I will get a different view of my sessions. This is the calendar view. This is the month view. I can also view by week. I can also view one day at a time. So if you are working with multiple students on a single day, you might like this view. We like the month view because it gives you a view in advance of all the sessions that you have scheduled. And remember, you should have scheduled sessions for the next month. But let's say that on December 2nd, Janie's mom calls me and says, we can't do tutoring on Monday the 4th at 4:30. Can we move that session to Tuesday the 5th? A great feature about Oasis's calendar is I can simply click on the session and drag it to the new date. And when I release, it updates the session. If I need to move it back, I simply drag it back. Now I want to explain to you the colors that you're noticing on the screen. Gray is for sessions that have not yet been submitted. If you have tutored and your session is gray, that means you have a job to do. You need to go in, mark student attendance, type your student notes, make sure the student's name is in the class box in the session details window, and then click Submit. That turns the session orange. When a session is orange striped, that means a session has been missed. Once these sessions turn green, that means they have been reviewed and approved by your director. When you notice past sessions are green with a red line around the border, that means that the payroll reports for those sessions have been pulled and those sessions are now locked. So that is how you submit sessions using Oasis.
Okay, so thank you for bearing with us in another lengthy tutorial video. But once again, that is how you get paid, and that is how we track student time and how you can track student time. So it is required and vital. If you need any additional help with Oasis ever, there are some links that you can go to, and we can send you these links. There are some tutorials in the knowledge base of Oasis. So if you go to the upper right-hand corner of Oasis and you click on the knowledge base, you can type in some keywords, you can scroll through a list of tutorials. You might want to make note of these tutorial ID numbers, SG01, SG02, and SC01, as they basically go over what I just discussed in those tutorials. And that is the end of our Reach Tutoring tutor orientation. If you have any questions, please direct them to your director. Thanks again. I'm Nikki Mahar, Senior Director at Reach Professional In-Home Tutoring. I want to welcome you once again to our team and wish you the best of luck.